Hi, I'm Tori and I will take you through the yoga practice today. A gentle reminder is that for me, yoga is about moving the body and the breath. So it's not about what you look like, it's about how you feel in your body when you're moving. So I invite you just to breathe in and out of the nose. If you are aware or if you have done any kind of ujjayi breath is known as yoga breath or oceanic breath, and it's basically where we constrict the muscles at the back of the mouth, so it's like as if we are heating up a mirror or a pair of sunglasses when you want to clean the lens. So you kind of have the kind of motion in towards the back of the throat. Now if we do that and we shut down the mouth, so we're breathing in and out of the nose, we find that we create like a, you can feel the heat in the mouth kind of warm up. And what that's doing is it basically, like I say, it restricts the muscles in the back of the mouth. It warms up in towards the body. So the breath is warming the body from the inside to the outside. And it helps us to go deeper into the practice. So if you want to kind of work in towards your ujjayi breath throughout the practice, then feel free to. Otherwise, just coming into just regular breath, breathing in and out of the nose. I guess another thing to say is that for me, the magic of yoga, or the magic happens when we make the connection with the body and the breath. And that's when everything kind of like feels very euphoric, very kind of like yoga bliss. And so I invite you to kind of come in towards that space if you can, or at least work towards it. Otherwise, it's just kind of working with your body and coming to as far as you can in towards the practice. So I hope that you enjoy the practice today, and what we'll do is we'll start by settling down onto the mat and getting into the breath. So just gently coming down onto your sitting bones. If you have a yoga block or something that can elevate the hips slightly, it's quite nice to just give ourselves a bit of space. But otherwise, just coming to wherever's comfortable for you in your body. Taking the hands towards the knees or the thighs, and just gently arriving onto the mat. So as we start to arrive onto the mat, we're just starting to feel the breath. Starting to understand and feel the breath. Once we start to tap into the breath, we start to come a little bit more present. So we're just starting to feel the chest rise and fall with the inhales and the exhales. Maybe you're starting to feel the belly come out towards the front of the room. And on the exhales, just gently coming back in towards the spine. And maybe as you start to feel your body relax in towards the breath, maybe you start to feel the energy down regulate in towards the sitting bones, in towards the legs. And just taking a couple of breaths here. A couple of breaths just starting to arrive in towards our physical body. Giving ourselves space in towards the body, into the spine. And then slowly down in towards the sitting bones. Perfect. So we're going to come into a couple of deep breaths. We're going to breathe deeply in through the nose, putting it down in towards the belly. We're going to open the mouth and we're going to sigh it out. 2 more. So we're going to inhale through the nose, putting it down in towards the belly, opening the mouth and sighing it out. One last lovely big inhale, breathing deeply down through the mouth. In towards the belly, we're going to open the mouth and we're going to sigh it out. Perfect. And then just coming back into your own breath and into your own rhythm. Just feeling where you are in the body. And just noticing if the breath's changed in any way. If it hasn't, that's totally fine. We're going to gently just start to open up the eyes. And we're just going to give our wrists a little bit of a warm up, so give them a little bit of a shake from side to side. Maybe you feel a couple of clicks, maybe you don't. Maybe it's just me as the yoga teacher, it's totally fine. And then gently we're just going to take the hands back down towards the knees. So we're going to take our right ear towards our right shoulder. And feeling a lovely deep stretch through the side body. Through the side of the neck, taking an inhale. And exhale. We're going to inhale, bringing ourselves back into center. And then gently just taking the ear over towards the left. So feeling that breath coming in towards the body. Exhaling, melting the shoulders down the back, feeling that stretch. We're going to inhale, lifting ourselves up. We're going to clasp the hands. Hands come high towards the sky. And just feeling our side ribs, so giving ourselves a little bit of a shake from side to side. Feeling the rib cage, breathing deeply in towards the sides of the body. And then we're going to gaze up towards the hands. The palms are facing upwards. We're feeling the stretch in towards the palms, up towards the sky. We're feeling the stretch in towards the front of the throat. On the exhale, we're going to take the hands towards the back of the head. We're going to let the elbows melt down next to us. And we're feeling that stretch in towards the back of the body. Taking a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. Taking one more inhale. This time on the exhale, we're going to lift up. On the inhale, elbows come wide. We push the hands in towards the head, in towards the hands at the back of the mat, back of the body, and we feel that openness into the heart. Taking a big inhale. And exhale. And then slowly we release ourselves, releasing the arms, and we come down in towards our tabletop. So hands come down towards the ground, knees directly below the hips, and we're just coming into a little bit of cat-cow. So we're just going to gently open in towards the body. We take the front of the pelvis down as we inhale. We open the heart towards the front of the mat. As we exhale, we take the tummy in towards the spine and we dome through the back. Inhaling as we drop the belly, looking towards the front of the room. Exhaling, tucking the tummy in towards the spine, we dome through the back. Inhaling as we drop the belly, looking forward. Exhaling, tucking the tummy in towards the spine, we dome through the back. Perfect. Doing two more, just working with your breath. Really feeling that openness through each vertebrae as we ripple through the spine. So we're really starting to work in towards that body, in towards the muscles, into the fascia. Perfect. And then just gently coming back into stillness, giving ourselves a little bit of a sway from side to side to release through the body. We're going to take the finger pads towards the outside of the mat, and we're just going to gently sway ourselves from side to side. So we're pushing down through the finger pads, and the stretch comes in towards the forearm from just working ourselves from side to side. We're going to slowly come back towards us, fingertips face towards us. So we feel a stretch in towards the forearm. If you want to go deeper, taking the bottom down towards the heels, and we feel that stretch in towards the front of the body. Doesn't matter where we are, taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly release. Hands come back underneath the shoulders. So this time, we're going to tuck the toes under and we're going to feel a toe stretch. So we're going to walk the hands back towards us if you can. Making sure we even get our little toes, because sometimes they can get missed out, and we just come into a toe stretch. You're feeling that stretch across the back of the foot. And then gently just giving ourselves a little bit of a shoulder roll. If it's too much, release the toes. We're just looking to open parts of the body before we start to move into the practice. So just coming in towards the opposite direction within those shoulders, doesn't matter where we get to. Perfect. And then just gently releasing ourselves, releasing the toes, giving the toes a little bit of a tap down towards the ground just to release. And we're going to come in towards our downward dog. So we're going to tuck the toes under, pushing for the heels. We're going to find our downward facing dog. So feet are hip width apart. Our bottom is up towards the sky, and we're feeling a stretch in towards the body. We're going to walk the dog, so just taking one foot off at a time, and we just feel that kind of motion of swaying the hips from side to side. Maybe giving the head a nod or a shake, and just feeling in towards the body. Perfect. We're going to come into stillness, so feet come down towards the ground. Again, keeping the bend into the knees if you want. We're looking for a straightness from the hands through the shoulders towards the sitting bones. We gaze towards the knees, taking a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to inhale onto our tiptoes. We're bending into the knees. We're going to look towards the hands. We're going to slowly walk the feet towards the front of the mat. Holding at either elbow and just giving ourselves a little bit of a sway from side to side. So releasing through the side body. We're going to hold onto the elbows. We're going to bend into the knees. And we're going to slowly bring ourselves all the way back up into standing. So we slowly feel the space in between the vertebrae as the legs start to come straight. And then we slowly bring ourselves all the way up. We release the hands. We find ourselves in towards our Tadasana. Palms face towards the front of the room. We're going to take a lovely big inhale, reaching up. Exhaling, hands come down in front of the center line. The hands are in prayer. We take an inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to inhale the hands up towards the sky. On the exhale, arms come wide and we're into a forward fold. So we bend deeply down towards the ground. We inhale up halfway, so we lengthen through the spine. Open the sitting bones towards the back of the room. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back in towards our high plank. We're pushing through the heels. We're going to lower the knees. We're going to lower the chest all the way down to the ground. We release the toes. We roll the shoulders back into our cobra. Slowly we tuck the toes. We push the bottom back down towards the heels. We push through the feet and we find that downward dog. Taking a lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. Taking one last lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to inhale onto our tiptoes. We bend into the knees. We look towards the hands. We step up towards the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling to fold. Ground down to the feet, arms reach out towards the sides of the room, hands come high. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. Perfect. We're going to do 2 more sun A's. So we're going to inhale, the arms come wide, reaching high. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. We inhale up to flat back. We flatten the shoulders, we lengthen through the spine. Exhaling, hands come down and we step back into that high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. We release the toes, we roll the shoulders back into our cobra. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. Feeling that space in towards the back of the legs as we gaze towards the knees. Taking a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to inhale onto our tiptoes. We bend into the knees. We look towards the hands. We step towards the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling to fold. We ground down through the feet. Arms reach out towards the sides of the room. Hands come high. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. Perfect. Last round. So we're going to inhale, arms come wide, reaching up. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. We inhale up halfway, flatten back, squeezing the shoulder blades. Exhaling, hands come down as we step back into that high plank. Pushing through the heels, we lower the knees, we lower the chest all the way down to the ground. Releasing the toes, rolling the shoulders into cobra. Exhaling, tucking toes, taking the bottom back towards the heels. We push the heels, we're into that downward facing dog. Amazing. So we're using that breath, making sure we're not holding tension into the shoulders. We're gazing towards the knees, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one last lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to inhale onto our tiptoes. We bend into the knees, looking towards the hands. We step towards the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling to fold. Ground down through the feet. Arms reach out towards the sides of the room. Hands come high. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. We're coming in towards our sun bees. So we're going to inhale. We bend into the knees, we sweep the hands up, we find our chair pose. Option to have the hands together or far apart. Wherever you are, we're gazing upwards. We take a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we fold. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling, hands come down, we step back into a high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. Releasing the shoulders, rolling back into that cobra. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. We're going to inhale the right foot up towards the sky, pointing the toe. On the exhale, we step that foot between the hands. We lower the left leg, the left heel, and we sweep in towards that warrior one. So we're bending deeply in towards that right leg. Exhaling, hands come down. We step back into a high plank. Working through knees and chest or chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. Perfect. So we have that space in towards the back of the body. We inhale the left foot up towards the sky, pointing the toe. On the exhale, we step between the hands. Right heel down, hands come high. So we're bending deeply in towards that left leg. Taking a lovely big inhale, reaching up. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back into that high plank. We're working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. Releasing the shoulders, lifting up. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. Perfect. We take 2 deep inhales here. So we're finding that grounding through the hands, through the finger pads, through the knuckles. If the heels aren't touching the ground, we're pushing down through the knuckles of the feet. So through the base of the big toe and all the toes. So we're feeling that space. That's where the weight's going in towards the feet. If we're grabbing into the toes, then we're in too much space and too much tension. So we want to inhale, lifting onto our tiptoes. Exhaling, bending into the knees, looking towards the hands, we step towards the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway, exhaling to fold. We bend into the knees, we sweep the arms up, we're into that chair pose, so we're gazing through the hands. Feeling that openness in towards the heart, taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we fold. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling, hands come down, we step back into that high plank. So we're working through knees and chest or chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra, upward facing dog. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. Perfect. So coming in towards those lifts. So we inhale the right leg up towards the sky, pointing the toe. On the exhale, we step that right foot between the hands. We bend into that right leg. Hands come high towards the sky, so we're opening into the heart. We're pushing down to the outsides of the foot at the back of the mat. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back into that high plank. Working through knees and chest or chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra, upward facing dog. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. Amazing. So we're feeling that space. We inhale the left leg up towards the sky, pointing the toe. On the exhale, we step between the hands. We're in towards that warrior one on the left-hand side. So bending deeply in towards that left leg. We're reaching high towards the sky. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back into that high plank. We're working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. Releasing the shoulders, opening up the heart. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. Perfect. Taking that gaze towards the knees, taking a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to inhale onto our tiptoes. We bend into knees. We look towards the hands. We step or jump to the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling to fold. Bending into the knees, sweeping the arms up. We're into that chair pose. So we're gazing towards the hands. Again, option hands together or hands up towards the sky facing each other. Taking in one more lovely big inhale. Exhaling as we fold. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling, hands come down. We step back into a high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. We release the shoulders in towards our cobra. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. So again, we're in towards those leg lifts. So we inhale the right leg up towards the sky, pointing the toe. Exhaling as we step between the hands, we're in towards that warrior one on the right hand side. Doesn't matter how deep you come, we're looking to square the shoulders out towards the front of the room. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back into that high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down. Releasing the shoulders, releasing the toes. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. So we've got that openness in between the feet and between the hands. We inhale that left leg up towards the sky, pointing the toe. On the exhale, we step between the hands. We're into that warrior one onto the left-hand side. Hands come high towards the sky. We're opening the heart. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back into a high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. Releasing the toes, rolling the shoulders into cobra. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. Perfect. We're using that breath, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking another deep inhale. And exhale. This time on the inhale, we're going to take the right leg up towards the sky, pointing the toe. On the exhale, we're going to step between the hands. We're going to open in towards our warrior two. So we're bending deeply in towards that right leg. We're opening into the hips. We're going to gaze towards our right middle finger. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking 2 more inhales here, so we're really opening into those hips, working with the weight towards the outside of the foot at the back, and we're bending in towards that front leg. We're going to inhale, lengthening through the front leg. We're going to reach towards the front of the room, right hand comes down, left hand comes high, so we're into that Trikonasana. We're looking to have the shoulders so they're stacked on top of each other, and we gaze towards that left thumb. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. Taking one last lovely big inhale and exhale. Slowly we're going to take the gaze down towards our right big toe. We ground down as we lift ourselves up. We're going to clasp the hands behind us. We're going to inhale into the chest. We roll the shoulders down the back. We gaze high. On the exhale, we bend in towards that right leg. We fold forward. Hands come high towards the sky or to wherever's available to you. And we gaze towards the foot at the back of the mat. We want to hug our shoulder in towards our knee on the right hand side. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we release the hands down towards the ground. We're going to walk the hands so they come towards the middle of the mat and the feet are parallel towards the small sides. If you want to, taking your hand onto a block. If not, we want to bend into the legs and we want to keep a straight spine. We're looking for a stretch into the hamstrings. So we're going to inhale onto our fingertips. Exhaling to fold. Doesn't matter how far you move. We inhale onto our fingertips. As we exhale, we fold. 2 more. So we inhale, lifting up. Exhaling to fold. One last lovely big inhale. Exhaling to fold. This time we're just going to hold here for a breath. Wherever you are, we're just going to play with the balance a little bit. We're just going to slowly sway ourselves backwards and forwards. And as we put the weight in towards our toes, we'll notice the weight and the balance change slightly and we feel it a little bit harder. Usually with the bottom out towards the back, we're counteracting the weight in towards the body. So just playing with that space and observing what it feels like in your body. We're going to slowly bend into the knees. We're going to tuck the chin in, hands towards the hips. We lift ourselves all the way up into standing. We're going to slowly take the right toes towards the front of the mat. We're going to come onto the toes at the left and we're going to inhale, lifting ourselves up, and we find a high lunge. So we're reaching high towards the sky. We want to push down through the heel at the back of the body. We're going to come in towards dragon arms to open in towards the heart. So we're going to inhale, reaching up, hopefully not damaging your blind. We inhale, reaching up. Exhaling, we lower. So we bring the elbows and we squeeze the shoulders at the back of the body. So we're going to inhale, reaching up. Exhaling, putting those dragon arms next to us, we open into the shoulders. 2 more. So we're going to inhale, reaching up. Exhaling to lower. 1 more lovely big inhale to reach up. And then exhaling to lower. Perfect. This time we're going to inhale, we're going to reach up. We're going to be on the ball of the back foot and we're playing with our balance once more. So we're reaching high. Exhaling, we're going to take the hands in towards prayer in front of the heart. placing the weight in towards the front leg, and we slowly step ourselves towards the front of the mat. So just giving ourselves a little bit of a shake from side to side, releasing through the legs. We're going to inhale the arms up towards the sky, reaching high. Exhaling, hands down through the center line as we find that forward fold. We inhale up to flat back, squeezing the shoulder blades. Exhaling to fold, hands come down and we step back into that high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. We release the shoulders, we inhale into cobra. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. Amazing, so we're going to come in towards the other side. We're going to inhale the left leg up towards the sky, pointing the toe. On the exhale, we step between the hands. We're going to find that warrior two. So the heel comes down and we bend in towards that left leg. Hands come parallel towards the ground. And we're placing the weight in towards the outside of the foot on the left-hand side. We gaze towards that left middle finger. So it doesn't matter where you come to, we're feeling that openness in towards the hip. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to inhale, lengthening through the front leg. We're going to reach towards the front of the room. Left hand comes down, right hand comes high. So we're into that Trikonasana. Option to take the gaze towards the top thumb or down towards that left big toe. So whichever's available to you in your body, in your neck. All our anatomy is different throughout our lifetime. It changes through the muscles. So coming to wherever's comfortable with you in your practice. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, taking the gaze down towards our left big toe. We lift ourselves up. We're going to clasp the hands behind the back and we inhale into the chest. We look up. As we exhale, we bend in towards that left leg. We fold into our humble warrior. Our hands come high towards the sky as we gaze towards that right foot. We want to hug our shoulder in towards the knee. And we're almost trying to get the shoulder aligned towards squaring the front of the mat. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we release the hands down towards the ground. We walk the hands so they come parallel towards the small sides of the mat. Sorry, our feet are parallel to the small sides of the mat. And our hands are down towards the ground. We're going to bend into the knees, hands towards the hips. And we lift ourselves up. We take the hands towards the sides of the body. Hand behind us. We inhale into the chest. We roll the shoulders down the back. We take a lovely big inhale as we lift up. Exhaling, we fold at the joints at the front of the body and we're into that deep forward fold. We gaze towards the room behind us and we release the hands up and over towards the the side of the room. So we're feeling that space between the collarbones. We're opening in towards the body. In towards the back of the body, in towards the sitting bones. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we're going to tuck the chin. We're going to bend into the knees. We're going to lift ourselves all the way up into standing. Gently we release ourselves, releasing the hands. We're going to take the left toes towards the front of the mat and we're going to find our high lunge. So we're going to bend into that front leg. We come onto the ball of the back foot and we sweep the hands high towards the sky. So we're into that high lunge. We're reaching up. We're going to come in towards those dragon arms again. So we're going to inhale as we reach up. As we exhale, squeezing the shoulder blades together, we open into the chest. Lovely big inhale as we reach up. Exhaling, we pull the arms next to us, we're in towards our dragon arms. Perfect, 2 more. So we inhale as we lift up. Exhaling, slowly squeezing the shoulder blades. Perfect. 1 last time, we reach up. Exhaling, we slowly squeeze the shoulder blades behind us. Finding that balance, we lift up. Lengthening in towards the front leg if you can, and we slowly bring the hands into prayer in front of the heart. We place the weight in towards the front leg, and we slowly step ourselves in towards standing at the front of the mat. So we give ourselves a little bit of a shake, releasing through the toes. Releasing through the legs, maybe giving ourselves a bit of a shoulder roll. So we're going to play with the balance. We're going to place the weight in towards our right foot. Left foot comes up towards us, so it's parallel towards the mat. Hands come into prayer. Slowly, when you're ready, we're going to take that left foot towards the back of the room. We're grounding down through the right big toe, and we take the foot towards the back. Option to hold here in your warrior 3, or if you want to, hands can come down towards the ground. We're holding for a breath. Slowly we're going to release the toes down towards the ground, and we're going to find our high lunge. So we're in the ball of the back foot. We're opening in towards the hip flexor. On the exhale, we're going to lower and gently that left knee down towards the ground. So we come in towards our low lunge, we tuck the tailbone under, so we find the quad stretch at the front of the body. Taking a lovely big inhale as we reach up. Coming into a twist, we take the right hand towards the back of the room, left hand forward. So again, we're working with that stretch, working with the quads at the front on the left, but we're also deep into a twist through the spine. We're going to slowly bring the hands into prayer in front of the heart. We're going to come deeper into a twist. So we inhale to find length. Exhaling, left elbow to the outside of our right knee. Hands come into prayer as we slowly take the gaze over the right shoulder. So I'll turn around and give you that space. So we tuck our left elbow to the outside of the right. Hands into prayer. We push in towards the prayer and we find that twist. So we're gazing towards the back of the room, taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. Taking 1 last lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we're going to slowly release the hands down towards the ground. And we're going to find a deep hip opener. So we're going to walk our foot towards the side of the mat. Hands come down towards the ground, or if you need to, taking them to a block. And if you can, we're going to slowly walk our left knee towards the back of the mat. So we're just coming in towards a lovely deep stretch in towards our hip. Doesn't matter where you come to. If you want to, coming down onto your elbows, or maybe if you have that block, taking the elbows down to it. And we're just going to hold here for a couple of breaths. Feeling that openness in towards the body. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. 1 more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Perfect. We're going to slowly take the hands back down under the shoulders. We're going to tuck the toes at the back of the mat, and we're going to slowly take our right hand towards the outside of the right. We're going to slowly step ourselves in towards that forward fold, so holding either elbow and just releasing through the body, through the spine. We're going to ground down through the feet, arms reach out to the sides of the room, hands come high. Exhaling, hands down through the center line, and we're back in towards our Tadasana. So coming in towards that balancing pose onto the other side. So we place the weight in towards our left foot. Right foot comes so it's parallel towards the ground. We keep the foot active. Hands into prayer. And we keep the gaze on a non-moving point. So just taking it down towards the ground in front. When you're ready, we take that right foot towards the back of the room, we push to the heel, and we find ourselves in towards that warrior three. Doesn't matter where you come to, keeping the gaze focused. If you need to, taking the hands down towards the ground, we're pushing through the heel and we find that space. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we lower that right foot down towards the ground. We find that high lunge. So we're pushing through the heel. It's strong like a diamond. Hands reach high towards the sky, so we're opening in towards the heart. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we're going to slowly lower that left knee down towards the ground. Perfect. When you get there, just making sure you've got the balance, we're going to tuck that tailbone under. Hands reach high towards the sky so we find that quad stretch. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale. Exhaling, coming into a twist, right hand towards the front of the room, left hand back. So we're opening in towards the heart, hands are open like stars, and we're feeling that energy move through the body. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One last inhale here. Exhaling, we're going to slowly bring the hands into prayer in front of the heart. So we find that space. We're going to inhale to find length. Exhaling, right elbow to the outside of that left knee. Hands come into prayer. We push through the hands and we find that twist. Doesn't matter where you come to, we're working with opening up the heart and feeling that stretch in towards the back of the shoulders as we open into the front. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. One last inhale here. Exhaling, we slowly take the hands down towards the ground. We take the left foot towards the outside of the mat and we're coming in towards that deep hip opener. So if you want to, tucking the toes at the back and releasing that right knee a little bit further. Hands come underneath the shoulders if you need to, using a brick, and just finding that openness in towards the hips. We're holding here for 2 breaths, so just feeling that space open into the body. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. Taking another lovely big inhale and exhale. One last inhale here. And exhale. Slowly we release the hands. We take them back underneath the shoulders. We tuck the toes. We step back in towards our high plank. We lower the knees. We lower the chest all the way down to the ground. We're going to inhale into cobra, so we lift ourselves up. We're going to come into 2 more cobras, so exhaling to fold. Inhaling as we lift up through the back of the body. Exhaling to fold. One last inhale, opening up the chest. Exhaling to fold. Perfect. We're going to come in towards a wide arm cobra. So hands come out, elbows high towards the sky, and we find our finger pads. We inhale as we lift ourselves up. So we find a nice arc into the back of the body. Any issues, lower yourself down. We exhale to fold. 2 more. We use the breath. We inhale to find that stretch. Exhaling to fold. One last lovely big inhale, opening up the heart. Exhaling to fold. Slowly, hands come underneath the shoulders. We're going to tuck the toes. We're going to lift the hips up. Taking the knees out wide, we find ourselves in a wide leg child's pose. So the forehead comes down towards the ground. If you want to, just gently massaging the forehead down towards the ground. So just swaying yourself from side to side as you feel those hips. Doesn't matter where you come to, doesn't matter what you're feeling. It's just feeling the space in towards your body. We slowly walk the hands back in towards us. Taking the knees together, we're going to slowly sweep the feet out towards the front. And we come into seated. So toes up towards the sky. We're going to find our forward fold, taking the junk out of our trunk. So we inhale the hands up. Exhaling as we tuck in towards the tummy and we find our forward fold, releasing deeply. Hands towards the knees, the shin or the foot. If the hands reach the feet, hands come towards the outsides of the feet, so we're opening the feet wide. We want to roll the shoulders back so we've got a proud chest, as if we're breathing through the heart towards the feet. Keeping the length in towards the back of the neck, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One last inhale here. And exhale. Slowly we walk the hands back in towards us. We're going to bend our left leg and we're going to take the left foot towards the inside of our right inner thigh. We're going to inhale the hands up so we're reaching high. Exhaling as we fold over that lengthened leg. Again, doesn't matter where you come to. Hands towards the shin, the ankle or the foot. Or if you want to, palms come down towards the ground. We're looking for a stretch around the top of the hip on the left hand side. So we take a lovely big inhale and exhale. Taking another lovely big inhale and exhale. One last inhale here and exhale. Slowly we're going to walk the hands back in towards us. We're going to bring that leg in and we're going to find a forward fold. So we're going to take the foot so it's parallel towards the leg. Option to have it about a fist width apart. And we want the sitting bones down towards the ground to begin with. So we take the right hand behind us. The left hand reaches high towards the sky. On the exhale, we reach towards the front of the room. Option to stay here reaching, keeping that knee tucked in towards the body. If you want to go deeper still, we take the armpit around the knee. Hands come down towards the ground and we find that openness in towards the collarbones. So we're pushing that shin towards the back of the body and we've got a strong compression feeling around that left hip. We gaze towards the big toe, but we find that length in towards the back of the neck. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One last inhale here. And exhale. Slowly we release ourselves. We bring ourselves back in seated. We take that left leg over the right leg. So we're coming into that twist. Left hand behind us, right hand reaches high towards the sky. On the exhale, we take the elbow to the outside of the knee. We inhale to find length. Exhaling as we twist and we gaze towards the back of the room. Taking a lovely big inhale to find length. Exhaling to twist. One last inhale here. And exhale. Perfect. We gently come round towards the back of the room. We release the legs. And we come in towards that forward fold again. So we inhale the hands high. Exhaling, we tuck the tummy in towards the spine. We fold forward. So coming to wherever's comfortable for you. Hands to the knees, the shin or the foot. We want to roll the shoulders back so we've got that openness into the spine. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. 2 more deep inhales. Exhale. Last inhale. And exhale. Slowly we walk the hands back in towards us. We bend in towards that right leg, taking the foot towards the inside of the leg. We inhale the hands up. On the exhale, we twist and we fold forward. So hands come down towards the knee, the shin, or the foot. Doesn't matter where you are. If you want to, hands come down towards the ground. If you want to, hands come towards the foot and we release the elbows down towards the ground. We're looking for a stretch around the outside of that right hip, around the leggings. We're looking to gaze towards our big toe, but maybe through our third eye, so we keep the gaze up, and we're finding that length in towards the back of the neck. Taking a lovely big inhale, and exhale. Taking one last lovely big inhale, and exhale. Perfect. We're just going to slowly walk the hands back in towards us. We're going to come back into that forward fold. So we bring the right leg in. The foot comes so it's about a fist width apart. Left hand behind us, right hand reaches high. On the exhale, we reach towards that left foot. Option to stay here, reaching forward. If you need a strap, feel free to get one. Otherwise, we take our armpit around the knee, hands come down towards the ground, and we're slowly looking to square the shoulders towards the foot. So we've got a deep compression around that right hip. We're gazing towards our big toe. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one last lovely big inhale. And exhale. Perfect. We're going to slowly release ourselves, bringing ourselves back into center. We take the right leg over the left leg, so we're coming into that twist. Right hand behind us, left hand reaches high towards the sky. On the exhale, we take the elbow to the outside of the knee. We inhale to find length. Exhaling, we twist and we gaze towards the back of the room. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking 2 last inhales here. And exhale. One last lovely deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale as we slowly come back in center. We release the legs, release the hands. And we slowly make our way all the way down onto our backs so we find a straight spine. So we just give ourselves just a little bit of a wiggle from side to side just to release into the body. And then gently we're going to take the legs up towards the sky. So whichever inversion you want to come into, maybe it's legs up, maybe it's grabbing a block and just placing that block underneath the hips. So we give a little bit of height. If you want to come in towards your shoulder stand, feel free to. If you're comfortable to, we find the palms down to the ground. We wiggle the shoulder blades away from the ears so we have space. We push down through the hands, feet come up and over to the back of the room, hands come towards the back of the body, and we lift the toes high towards the sky. We hold here for a couple of breaths, in whichever inversion you're happy to do so. Any issues around the neck, then just release yourself down. All we're looking at doing is getting all the goodness, all the blood, lymph, cardiovascular to drain back down into the body. No inversion is better than the other. And we're just working with our body, with however we're feeling in our body, in our practice today. Making sure that we gaze to the center line, to the toes, the knees. If you're in your shoulder stand, maybe your navel. Just means that we don't have any issues in towards the neck. If you're in your shoulder stand, then gently releasing the toes up and over the head. We release the hands down towards the ground, palms face down, we use them as brakes. If we're onto a block, we release the toes, we release the block, and we bring ourselves down onto our back. So we're going to come in towards our Savasana, knees come in towards the chest. Giving ourselves a lovely big hug, giving ourselves a sway from side to side. And then slowly, when you're ready, we exhale the legs out towards the front of the room. Feet come wide, palms face upwards, and we find our Savasana. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking another lovely big inhale. And exhale. Gently just letting the mat come up underneath you for support. Any issues into the lumbar spine, then maybe bending the knees slightly. As we're practicing at home, feel free to stay here. Otherwise, taking a deep inhale. Starting to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Taking the arms over the head for a full body stretch. Bring the knees into the chest for a lovely big hug. And then gently taking yourself to the left or the right hand side, whichever's available to you. Using the top hand and gently pushing yourself down, lifting yourself into a comfortable seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Taking a lovely big inhale, parting the lips and letting it out. We're going to gently bring the hands into prayer in front of the heart. May the light in me honour the light in you. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me for the practice today. I hope you enjoyed that. A little bit stronger, a little bit quicker, but I really hope that you enjoyed it. Any questions, any comments, drop them into the comment box, and I hope you have a wonderful day.